The huge production in the UK needs workers. So many people try to move to the UK for better employment status and a standard of living. The country has a good job market, some of the world's best universities, and its capital is one of the world's most diverse cities. To be able to work in the country, you might need a UK work visa. Hi, this is Max from the Visa Library. In this video, I will explain if you need the UK visa to go and work in this country or not, the requirements, application process, fees, validity, and so much more. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, now is the time to do it. Like the video as well, so you can get notified every time we make new content. Let's go. Who needs a UK work visa? Nationals from all countries need a UK work visa. However, citizens of EU, EFTA countries, Australia, Canada, Japan, and the US can enter the UK and stay for up to 6 months without a visa. If they want to take up employment, they have to apply for a UK work visa. Certain categories of diplomats, government ministers, soldiers, and heads of the state are exempt from the UK work visa. Additionally, citizens of British overseas territories and those from Commonwealth countries who qualify for the UK right of ROA don't need a visa to live and work in the UK. If you come to the UK on another visa, for example, a study visa or a family visa, you might be able to work in the UK. Therefore, you should check the terms of your visa. Now, what are the basic documents required for work visas? Number 1, valid passport or travel ID. Number 2, proof to have enough financial means to support your stay in the UK, like, a bank statement or sponsor confirmation. Number 3, proof of English language fluency. Number 4, proof of healthcare surcharge payments. Number 5, your tuberculosis test, if you stay for more than 6 months and you're from certain countries. You will also need to submit your biometric data at the visa application center or scan your ID documents online or via the UK Immigration ID Check app to get your biometric residence permit or BRP. Now, here's a question. What is the UK point-based immigration system? It is designed to attract limited numbers of skilled workers. Under this system, you can apply for a visa if you score a minimum number of points. Points are based on skill level of the job offer from an approved sponsor, salary, whether there is a shortage of worker in this job, education qualifications, and your English language skills. What are the types of UK work visas? We have temporary and long-term work visas. We also have investor, business development, and talent visas, and even more than that. What are the UK temporary work visas? The UK temporary visa comes into the tier 5 visas. They also get called short-term visas. Number 1, charity worker visa. It is for people who do voluntary work for a charity in the UK. The voluntary work must be unpaid. Number 2, creative and sporting visa. For creative workers or sport people who have a job offer in the UK, they must have a certificate of a sponsorship from a licensed employer in the UK. Number 3, government authorized exchange visas. You can apply for this kind of visa to get work training, obtain work experience, do research, get an overseas government language program, and yeah, that's it. Number 4, international agreement visa. This visa is for a private servant in a diplomatic establishment in the UK and people who have a contract to work for a foreign government in the UK. Number 5, religious worker visa. It's for people who are going to perform religious work in the UK, including working in a religious order or preaching. Number 6, seasonal worker visa. For people who want to perform farm work and Oh, one thing. They may only work for up to 6 months. Number 7, Youth Mobility Scheme Visa. Particularly 18 to 30 British nationalities from a few countries can apply for this visa. Number 8, Permitted Paid Engagement Visa. And number 9, Exempt Vignette Visa. Now, what are the requirements of UK temporary work visas? Number 1, specific work requirements related to the type of short-term visa. Number 2, have an offered position from a licensed sponsoring organization. Number 3, in most cases, you need to have at least £1,300 in saving to support yourself during your stay. Number 4, for some short-term visas, you need to be at least 18. Keep in mind that most short-term UK work visas do not grant you access to public funding such as unemployment benefits. However, you can access free healthcare, although you will usually need to pay the healthcare surcharge. Your dependents can usually join you, although they will typically need to make separate visa applications. How to apply for a UK temporary work visa? You can apply online or through a UK visa application center. Aside from the basic requirements, you will need a sponsorship reference number. Applications can usually be made up to 3 months before your intended travel date, and the decision on your application can take up to 8 weeks. What are the UK long-term work visas? The UK long-term work visas come into Tier 2 visas. We have number 1, General UK Work Visa for non-EEA and Swiss people who have a job offer in the UK. A licensed sponsor must employ you to apply for this visa. Number 2, UK Intra-Company Transfer Visa. You can apply if your overseas employer has offered you a role in a UK branch of the organization. Number 3, UK Minister of Religion Visa. If you have a UK job offer in a faith community and are non-EEA and Switzerland nationals. Number 4, UK Sportsperson Visa. It's for qualified coaches or elite sports persons. Your sports governing body must recognize you as being at the highest level of your profession internationally. Number 5, Tier 2 Work Visa. Yeah, and that's it. What are the requirements of UK long-term work visas? Number 1, score 70 points through the point-based system, including 20 points for a job offer from a licensed sponsor, 20 points for a job at the appropriate skill level, and 10 points for English skills, usually at least B1 level. Yeah. You can get the remaining 20 points from a salary of £25,600 or the ongoing rate for the profession. You can get the remaining points from a job in an official shortage occupation, a PhD in a STEM subject relevant to the job offer, a salary of between £23,000 and £25,600, or at least 90% of the going rate for the profession, or a PhD in a non-STEM subject relevant to the job. Number 2, you need to have at least £1,300 in savings to support yourself. The good news is that you can usually work up to 20 hours per week in another job if the work is relevant and you continue your primary job. However, you won't be able to access public funds such as unemployment benefits. Your partner and dependent children can accompany you, but they need to get their own visas. The minimum salary requirements are different from certain jobs. However, employers must still pay at least £10.10 an hour. For healthcare or education jobs, the minimum pay is $20,480 and it is $24,400 for a senior or a specialist worker. How to apply for a UK long-term work visa? You can apply online or through a UK visa application center. Aside from the basic requirements, you will need number 1, sponsorship reference number, number 2, details of your employer, number 3, your job title, salary, and occupation code, number 4, criminal record certificate of certain jobs. Applications can usually be made for up to 3 months before your intended travel date, and the decision on your application can take up to 8 weeks. Here's a question. What are investor, business development, and talent visas? The UK has made some visa types for talented people, business developers, and foreign investors. We have number 1, UK inventor visa to start or run a business in the UK. Number 2, UK startup visa to set up a business if you are a non-EEA and Switzerland citizen. Number 3, UK exceptional talent visa in case you have been endorsed as an emerging leader or a recognized leader. Number 4, UK graduate entrepreneur visa for endorsed graduates who have a worthy business idea. Number 5, UK investor visa in case you're going to invest at least £2 million in the UK. And number 6, UK domestic work visa. What are the requirements for investor, business development, and talent visas? Number 1, get an endorsement from a recognized endorsing body. Number 2, you need to be at least 18. Number 3, have a good level of English, usually B2 level as a minimum. Number 4, have at least 1,300 in saving for the inventor or a startup visa. For inventor visas, you need an additional £50,000 of business investment capital per applicant if you are setting up a new business. While on your visa, you will have restricted access to public funds. Moreover, those on an innovator visa cannot take up any employment outside of their own business. And while partners and dependent children can join, they need to get their own visas. How to apply for an inventor, business development, and talent visa? You can apply online or through a UK visa application center. Aside from the basic requirements, you will need proof of investment capital if starting a new business on an investor visa. You can usually be made up to 3 months before your intended travel visa, and the decision on your application can take up to 8 weeks. What are the other types of UK work visas? Let's see. Number 1, UK ancestry visa. You can apply for this visa if at least one of your grandparents was born in the UK or you're a citizen of the Commonwealth applying from outside of the UK. Number 2, UK visa for a domestic worker in a private household. Number 3, UK representative of an overseas business visa. In case you are the only agent of one overseas company and want to open a UK branch, you can apply for this visa. Number 4, UK Turkish business person visa is for business people from Turkey who want to start a new business in the UK. Number 5, UK Turkish worker visa for Turkish nationals who had legal work in the UK for at least 1 year. Here's a question. What is a work permit? If you get a visa in the UK, it does not let you work. You should get a work permit. Your employer will apply for a work permit on your behalf. Your work permit period depends on the type of work you will do. It takes 2 to 3 months for your work permit to get approved. You should also pay a healthcare surcharge. You may only enter or work in the UK when you got your right visa and you have entry clearance. The entry clearance gets issued after 1 or 2 weeks after the work permit. Security clearances for Russia, North Korea, Libya, Iraq, and China might take longer. Sorry. In case you want to change your job in the UK, your new employer has to apply for a new work permit. Who doesn't need a work permit? Number 1, EEA citizens. Number 2, the parents or spouses of EEA nationals. Parents don't need to be married legally but must be living together for 2 years. Number 3, spouses of holders of ancestry, student, and investor visa and sole representatives. Number 4, holders of training permits and work permits. Number 5, citizens of the Commonwealth with ancestry visas. Number 6, asylum seekers with pending applications. And yeah, that's it. Well, there you go. Now you can start your UK work visa application. If the steps were so confusing, don't worry. I've put a cheat sheet for you on our website. Link in the description. Go ahead and download it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you all for watching.